good reputation, a good name is worth more than silver or gold. Matthias has his name changed by the king of Babylon. Don't have your name changed by this world. Say, God has a calling on my life, and I don't want to compromise it. Lord, I want to grow. I know that I'm under siege. I know that I have nowhere to run, but I know also that I must change. The prodigal son runs away and loses all of his money. He's foolish with it. And then he finds himself out of money, out of friends, and he's working feeding the swine, and he's jealous of the swine eating. And then it says he came to himself. He realized how destitute he was. And he said, if I went back to my father, at least I could be a servant. There's a man in the Decapolis. Jesus crosses the stormy sea. He comes across this man that's running around naked, cutting himself. And he's got a legion of devils inside of him. And he bows before Jesus. And Jesus says, I'm going to cast these devils out. And they go into the herd of swine. But it wasn't until they hit rock bottom that everything began to change. And I hope today that you don't have to hit rock bottom for everything to change. I hope that you can see your kingdom is surrounded by the enemy. There is nowhere that you can run away from this. So today you need to decide that you're going to change. Have you ever been around a place when a sewer line broke? And you go, what's that smell? You go, oh good, it's not my breath. No, not that bad, not me. And you go, man, I can't get away from it. That stench is foul. And someone says, oh, a sewer line broke. There's no escaping that scent. You can't change the TV channel 3 times and not see 2 sins. You can't listen to the radio for 4 minutes and not hear about 10 sins going on. We are surrounded, inundated by it. We ought to feel like Lot. It says his soul was vexed when he lived in Sodom and Gomorrah. It says in Peter that these sinful desires of our flesh, they war against our spirit. Last week, seeing Tracy baptized was so beautiful, and she said something so lovely that really stuck with me. She said, thieves don't steal from empty houses. I never heard that saying before. Say, if there's nothing in the house, why would the thief break into it? And she said, now I'm getting baptized. And our family's decided that we're followers of Jesus Christ. That our house is going to be filled with joy and peace and laughter. That around our table we're going to worship God. That we are going to fill this house. And once we fill this house, then the devil's going to want to steal it. When I see you, I see a bunch of winners. I see a few people that are almost winners. Huh? You know, we can't give rings to everybody. But what I mean to say is, you have something worth stealing. God has a calling on your life that's going to make the devil run. God has a calling, a story He's weaving in your life that's going to be a book, that's going to be a testimony. God's got a painting for you to do that's going to change lives and be on book covers. How about that one? God's doing some great things in this place. You got children, grandchildren, brothers, sisters, parents that you need to reach for Christ. Mankind, men and women, are made in the image of God. Intrinsically, you have value from God. You're like a kingdom. You have a conscience. You have a mind that can make decisions. You have the ability to imagine. You're unlike any part of the animal kingdom. God would love to destroy you. You got something worth taking. Friend, if you ever feel like I'm not worthy or I don't have anything, you're dead wrong. That's the lie of the enemy. You have something so valuable in you that God so loved you that He sent His Son Jesus to die for you. There are good works that you're supposed to be doing. And those good works are going to bring a great reward. Jesus gives the story of this terrible lot. Maybe it was like one of these lots in this neighborhood, and it was filled with broken down tires and beer bottles and people with old shanty tents that used to sleep there. And you see this lot and it's for sale, and you go, ain't nobody want to buy that lot. And then as you're walking across it, you stumble and you see that there's a treasure. So real quick, you put the garbage over the treasure. And then you go home and you sell your house and you sell your car. And you go to the owner of that field and you say, hey, I really want to buy your field. The guy's like, are you crazy? Have you seen the field? No, let me buy it. I need to buy it. I'll pay you whatever you want. You spend all your money for that field because you know that there's a treasure inside. That's the parable Jesus gives. Let me tell you something, friend. You're the field. God sees a treasure in each of us. And He sent His Son Jesus to purchase that for you. You have a value that God has given you, but the problem is that you lack defense. You don't have the ability. It was right by the king's palace that the king of Babylon breaks in. It was those walls that were weak. You see, the devil, he's like a lion looking to see who he can devour. Even our own flesh, it wars against our spirit. We were conceived in sin. There's the trouble that sin is all around us. And we want to give in to it. When I was a kid, I played baseball, and I was a pitcher. I could throw the ball pretty hard. So to hone it in, my dad would build a little mound, and he put a plate on the side of our house. And before the school bus would come, I'd try and pitch 3 innings. He would call strikes and balls, and I'd have to strike 3 guys out each inning. And so I'd be there, and I'd throw the fastball, and he goes, strike one. That's small. He'd throw the curveball, and it would hit the ground. He'd go, ball 1. And then I'd get to a full count, and I'd throw that high hitter, and he'd go, ball 4. And I go, come on, Dad. That was a strike. It wasn't a strike, son. Get on the next pitch. And I'd get mad. When I got mad, I'd throw it really hard at him. You know, kids throw a ball. Throw it. And then I'd throw it really wild. And the rule was, if I threw a wild pitch, I had to go get it. And behind home plate, there was a little bit of woods, and there was some thorns and thistles, and a little ravine and some mud. And so I said, that was a strike, Daddy. Go, hey, watch your attitude with me, son. The letter of the day is A for attitude. I can still hear him saying that. And then I get mad, and I throw that wild pitch, and he said, now you got to go get it. Bad ref and bad umpire. Stupid pitch. Strike 3. You know, I'd be muttering, and then I get all scraped up, and I get all dirty, and then I get back on that mound. And he gave me a Bible verse. He said, from now on you have to memorize this Bible verse when you're going to fetch the ball. A man who cannot control his own spirit is like a city broken down without any walls. I'll say it again. Proverbs chapter 28, verse 25. A man who can't control his own eyes, he's always looking lustfully. A man who can't control his own greed, he's always kind of skimming, always cheating, always stealing a little bit. A man who can't control his own self, his own kingdom, he's got no walls. And any time the enemy wants to come and pillage, he's going to come and take. We have to have a solid defense. I don't want you to build your house upon the sand, and when the whirlwind comes, there's nothing left. You have to acknowledge, God, I'm powerless. God, I can't do this myself. I can't have enough discipline to outrun temptation. Temptation is everywhere. I can't have enough willpower not to sin. Enough accountability not to sin. God, I need your help.